Welcome back to the show. Ruse Reviews, bringing you the best news about
And
videos that we watch
talk about stuff.
on YouTube's. But
Yes.
yeah, so Star Wars, Disney space fights. I thought it was supposed to come out Friday,
Yeah, I
but
did too.
like bad clones, they're breaking rules and they drop that stuff on May 4th. I don't know what the relevance of May 4th is to them, but for some
Yeah.
reason we got new Star Wars stuff on May 4th on a
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Could
Is
have
it
been
Wednesday?
April 4th. Really,
No, it's
really like
Tuesday.
there's no difference between April
Right.
4th and May 4th, clearly.
It's Tuesday. It's a whole like 3, 4
So are we gonna get
days.
it every Tuesday or is it gonna just be
I don't know. I don't. I'm assuming Friday. I just think maybe because May the 4th be with you. They
oh
dropped
for
it.
God's sakes. I
I'm
thought it was
curious.
maybe Justin Timberlake was a
Yeah,
executive producer.
it's gonna be my.
That's right.
I'm curious if we're gonna get another episode this Friday, or if
Ooh.
it's the only one this week.
Well, I'll tell you what I did like about this episode. Hour and 10-minute runtime.
That's true. No short, no 7 minutes of credits.
Right.
So that's nice. The actual time is
Also no
like,
credit scene though. So
yeah, I'm fine with that considering I got an hour and 14 minutes of runtime
sure.
and no 7 minutes of credits.
Yeah.
But
This
yeah,
this
so
isn't WandaVision.
yeah. So Bad Batch, season 1, episode 1, aftermath. My biggest question is after what?
Right. I have not watched the Clone Wars or really any Star Wars
You haven't?
animated series.
Wait, you haven't watched the Clone Wars?
Well, I mean, I've watched the prequels, but I haven't watched the animated series. No,
What animated series?
the Star Wars Clone Wars animated series.
Clone Wars is the prequels.
No, Clone Wars is what you just saw on the Bad Batch, except the
I don't.
Clone War
I think.
before Order 66 is
I
executed.
think you're wrong. Like the whole the giraffe neck people, the weird dark planet with all the oceans and random things. Like that's where they went with Dude Fett and made the clones, and the clones are out fighting in the movies. Little Jedi's with rat tails is apparently a common thing in that area.
Yep.
Um, I don't. I thought
Oh,
Clone Wars.
it's an animated series. It's on Disney Plus. You can watch it.
Man, they are. Disney is just milking this stuff for all they can get out of it.
I guess they just like drawing people more than they like filming people. I don't know.
Uh, well, I thought the Clone Wars was the prequels, so I have no idea what is going on.
That's
And
Attack of the Clones.
what?
That's Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, in a war
Well, sure,
or starting
but
a war or
literally speaking, it's the Clone Wars. It's the series, the Clone Wars.
it's the
So
trilogy. It's the prequel trilogy, Clone Wars.
yeah, basically.
Okay, good. So they didn't really do the whole long time ago in a galaxy catching you up on stuff. That just kind of dropped you in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Well, it's a lot like Star Trek: The Next Generation. They just kind of drop it on you.
I have no
I
idea.
think prequel to this.
I didn't. Was Spock in this?
No,
Okay.
no. But, Radar was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Guy with the fake.
Pretty prevalently.
Yeah,
So yeah, don't know any background.
and Professor X.
Oh, with the
Yeah.
headgear. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't know any background. Deadshot's in it too.
That's right. Yeah.
Which turns out he's kind of a dick. Spoiler warning. But I mean, you could kind of see that coming. That was translating the whole time. You could see it coming.
I mean, realistically, he was the most. I mean, the way they played it out anyway. He was the least mutated clone in the group, so that meant that he would follow orders better than anybody else.
Yep.
That was kind of.
But clearly, also, since when can troopers shoot, and all of a sudden one of them is a sniper?
I'm not 100% sure, but if these guys could shoot like that, most of these movies wouldn't have been produced.
Yeah. Dude,
It was basically a plot hole
We're
that they
done.
were so good with their guns.
Yeah. That they're like nothing would have happened. Luke
Right,
Skywalker
and if
would have died in the first film.
They've got those live fire droids. Never seen those before, and this is before all the shit goes down.
Yep.
Technically speaking, before the Last Hope and a new empire and return of the, Skywalker.
Those kind of looked to me like an older version of those maybe like, was it like battle droids mixed with like the droids in at the end of Mandalorian that Luke just
Well, yeah,
screwed
but
up?
all I'm saying was like those are clearly a very good weapon. So
Yeah.
why wouldn't they just have thousands upon thousands of those made and just fucking take as much people out as they want every time they want, instead of relying on stormtroopers who can't hit the broadside of a barn?
I mean, well, wasn't that, it doesn't all like switch over eventually, like the whole prequel thing, it was clones to fight all the drones or droids.
Yeah. Mhm.
And now then somewhere along the lines it switched. Well, I guess there's still troopers everywhere.
Sure.
They're not really clones the whole time. They start getting to be other people.
Right.
But then they also
Yeah, 'cause
have
I think
like
after this
battle
is when
droids
they
and
stopped
stuff.
clone production. They stopped clone production
Yeah.
somewhere. I'd imagine somewhere in this series.
Yeah,
is
and
when
that's when they started recruiting people.
stopped. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so this episode we start out on some random snow planet with a couple Jedi, and we get to see them execute Order 66,
Right.
which I don't know, has that ever been shown before, or has it just been we've heard it?
Have we seen Order 66 get taken out? Yeah, we saw it in one of the prequels in the clone Attack of the Clones.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So this is happening somewhere in the time frame of those movies.
Yeah, this is kind of like a Rogue One spin-off type deal. Like you're just seeing a different viewpoint of a similar story.
Okay. They've got a
And
lot
again, I have not watched the series, so I don't know exactly when it takes place. But I mean, the Execute Order 66 makes it pretty obvious that it's somewhere in the middle of the prequels. So
yeah, which isn't like realistically like the Clone Wars show. Isn't there like 6 or 7 seasons or something? Like there's a good amount of episodes on that, right?
yeah,
So
it's quite long. Yeah,
there's a lot of content that rides along with like a movie and a half or 2 movies.
right.
Yeah, so I mean really all I know is that the hunter guy is clearly just Rambo.
Right.
Like he took off his helmet, it was like, there you are.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure they used Sylvester Stallone for the voice actor too. It seemed pretty obvious to me.
Yeah, yeah. But I just general summary. We have Execute Order 66. The group we're following has no idea what's going on, except for one, the Deadshot guy, like clearly immediately knows.
Yeah,
But the
not
rest of them
100%
don't.
positive why, even if they are the mutated version of the clones,
Why they're not aware.
Why are they not told the same as the rest? I don't really get that.
Was that something that's part of programmed into their chip or their head or whatever? Because that's a pretty big point throughout this episode is they're like order following stuff. They're not as
right, because of the mutation.
yeah. They're not as affected by all that programming and
Deadshot.
indoctrination. Yeah. So we get that. We go back to, I can't remember the name of that planet with all the water and stuff, where they make the clone factory place.
Right.
Get there, get to see the announcement of Palpatine claiming himself as Emperor. They get tested, get sent on a mission to destroy insurgents, which is just a bunch of normal people. Friggin'
who
terrorists.
didn't want to follow the Empire.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
want to kill the Jedi.
yeah, I feel like realistically for being an hour and a half, and maybe it's because we're not an hour and a half, hour 14 minutes or something. Maybe it's because I haven't followed the Clone Wars, so maybe there's a lot of character stuff that I'm not really up on. But
Sure.
I didn't feel like this was dragging at any point. But also, if I
No.
want to summarize the actions of it, I feel like it was a show that could have been way shorter
Sure.
than an hour and 15 minutes. Say,
Yeah.
it could have been like
Whereas
a
all
half
the
hour
other
show.
stuff we watch is way too short for what we want to see.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I felt like
realistically, it was just character development because, as far as I'm aware, none of these people existed prior to the show. I don't think that this is a well-known group prior to
Yeah.
this. I have no idea though. So
Maybe later on somewhere in the. I've watched a little bit of Clone Wars. I know like they mentioned Rex at some point. I know he's a guy that's pretty prevalent in that.
Rex Guerra or whatever.
Yeah, maybe they come in later on or they're mentioned or something
Sure.
where there's kind of like a mythos around them. But yeah, it was. I mean, it was interesting. Like the actual things accomplished in the episode doesn't really feel like that a lot, but also
I
never
thought it was
felt
pretty
like
good.
it
They got that
dragged.
Omega girl
Yeah.
off planet.
Which
But
I also like. I don't really. I haven't watched Clone Wars, but I didn't know that any of the clones were girls.
yeah, I'm not real sure how that works, but
That's like part of the mutation for her. or
clearly
something?
she's enhanced.
Yeah.
So maybe the enhancement means that she can be a girl too. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Yep. That and then so they've reprogrammed Deadshot to make him completely obedient, and then the Dr. Giraffe helped him escape.
Yeah, that was nice of her.
Also, very end of the episode, we see them all on their ship, and they go into warp speed. And I was trying to think, I can't remember. And granted, I haven't watched all the movies in a recent, or it's been a while. I don't feel like I've ever seen anyone fly into hyperspace and just casually stand behind a seat.
I don't really know how that works in terms of
I feel like there's going to be some G forces there, and like normally people sit down. Like he told the girl to buckle up, and he just kind of stood there behind
and
her.
I should mention she never did buckle up.
Nope,
So
nope. Safety second.
right. Safety third for him because he wasn't even sitting,
Yeah,
holding on to anything.
he didn't even care.
So, but I don't know if because it's in space, like if you're leaving from a planet where there's gravity,
That's true.
I think you need to be, prepared for forces against you. But I don't know if once you're in space, if it matters.
Yeah.
One of the films I trust the most when it comes to this is Spaceballs, and when they go into hyperspeed, when they go to Plaid, they're pretty fucked up. They're falling down and being pushed against things and holding on to handrails.
Yeah.
And
'Cause I think
as far as
even-
I know, that is a comic accurate movie. So
Right. I would think even without gravity, if you get that much thrust to go that fast, it's like
Sure.
the whole you want to stay in the place that you're at.
right.
I think you'd still feel pushed. But I don't know. I'm not a spaceman.
This is a pretty important plot point, I think.
Yeah.
That
We're really
being-
hung up on something that's pretty insignificant in the show.
realistically, what if the next episode is the last episode and it's just all of their funerals because nobody was properly buckled?
Yep.
And then that's it. That's just
That would-
there's a ceremony and they get charged with a war crime because they killed Omega because they didn't properly secure her to her chair.
Wait,
So
are they technically like child traffickers right now?
I think so, yeah.
They kind of kidnapped a kid and just took her out into space. Nobody's
Yeah.
talking about that. I bet any other reviews that you're going to see, they're not going to bring up that point.
But here on Ruse, we like to get down to the important stuff.
Yeah.
And realistically,
The
it's
issues that matter.
why the hell is Omega even talking to them to begin with?
Yeah. You've got a whole, was it 4 men and a little girl?
Yeah, 4 or 5, yeah. Yeah, no clue. But I mean, she's a clone, so maybe she's just a feminine dude. Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
Doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I tried to take notes when I was watching the show, and I think we've hit all of them already.
Yeah, realistically, aside from, challenging their obedience and them clearly setting themselves up as
Some
the
sort
bad
of-
guys to the Emperor,
Yeah.
there's really not a whole lot to discuss. They were tested,
Mhm.
and to them they failed. To Tarkin they failed. So
I'd almost wonder. So they're technically, it looks like they're going to go on the rebel side and join the rebel fight now. Yeah, I wonder if it's somewhere back in movies and just we never caught on because it was never anything of any relevance. But I wonder if there's any mention of 99 or something as their group.
Yeah.
Or the Bad Batch.
I've
or
never
something.
recalled hearing that. No, so that would be new to me.
Yeah.
But
Then,
we
yeah,
also never heard of anybody from Rogue One, and they played a pretty important part.
That's
so.
true. That's true. They're just insignificant, but severely impactful,
Right.
doing big things.
Needed those Death Star plans.
Yep.
But yeah, I'd say, we touched on it all for now, but I'm definitely looking forward to the next one.
Yeah. I'll be
And
curious, without knowing the whole Clone Wars that led into this. I mean, we obviously we've watched all the movies,
mhm,
and pretty much know what's going on around the universe or galaxies around, but not really in this specific area. Uh,
sure.
Curious to see where this goes, if it kind of ties into anything that we know of, or if it's all out on the fringe. But
Yeah,
I've got to have faith in it because the Mandalorian has been killing it.
right.
So I've got to
Maybe
have
we'll get
faith that this is
another
going to kill it.
Skywalker cameo.
Oh man, would it be Anakin at this point though?
Yeah,
I'm trying to picture
because
when
he hasn't
hasn't
he
turned yet.
hasn't turned to the dark side just yet.
Okay.
That would be a couple of years from now, because a couple of years from now,
Yeah.
because it would go from clones attack to
Clone Strikes
Sith,
Back.
the revenge of, and there's no I don't know the exact timing on that, but it's at
Yeah.
least 10 years.
Okay. Yeah, because he grows up through we watch him grow up.
Yeah, quite a bit.
I guess that's a good point too. So Clone Wars, the show, not the movies, seems like it probably covers a good amount of time, but realistically, those three movies cover what, 20 years or so,
Yeah,
15 at least.
decades. Yeah,
So
decades.
it's kind of hard to remember that, because realistically, like the original three movies, I don't think covered nearly that same time frame.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's a good point. So this really could be anywhere in those movies and still have a pretty good amount of time in
Sure.
between movies. I bet.
Right.
I
Which
bet
I
at
think is the
least.
point.
I bet at least at some point we'll see Naboo or something.
Yeah, or any of the Jedi masters that
Yeah.
didn't get knocked off.
Yep. Though, if memory serves me right, pretty early in Clone Wars, they do go to like Naboo kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So maybe they won't fall back to that, but as kind of fan service to people who maybe aren't up on Clone Wars, maybe they will. I don't know. I don't really know where.
Probably going to find out in the coming weeks.
Yep. Do we know how many episodes it's going to be?
If it's an hour each, I'd be surprised if it's more than 5.
Yeah. Because if I remember right, I think Clone Wars is pretty short episodes.
And I doubt they're going to want this to run into Loki.
That's true. Although,
So they'll probably have this and then Loki, so maybe 5 weeks, maybe 6 weeks tops.
yeah, although animation versus live action, Marvel, Star Wars, I could see it overlapping maybe.
I could see it. I just don't know if they would.
I mean, this whole time you got Quack Attack just overlapping everything.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean,
what's bigger than
Ducks
Gordon
Attack
Bombay?
is way different than Clones Attack, so
I mean, ducks are real.
that's true. I can see it.
And then nobody's even talked about their older brothers, the geese,
Right,
which are basically like the Air Force for Canada.
exactly.
So
These are all important points we're talking about right now, and I'm not 100% sure why nobody else is talking about this. I was watching Heavy Spoilers earlier today, and they made no mention of some of these things.
well, that's the kind of info that you're only going to get on Ruse Reviews.
That's right.
Yeah, so
Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, usually once a week. That's us.
yep.
And you can count on that.
You can count on probably
We
seeing
will
us.
we will definitely be posting videos occasionally on one of those days, at least a few times.
Probably. Possibly.
Subscribe, like, hit the bell.
Yeah. Notification bell, because it's so sporadic when we come out. You're definitely going to want those notifications on
And at some point, we're going to be giving away a car.
through a maze.
No.
Let's go.
No. I just bought a couple Hot Wheels cars to give away the other day.
Okay.
Yep. And one of them's a Star Wars car. It's Jar Jar Binks's car. So that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Oh, spoilers. Sorry. Jar Jar Binks is a guy from, I don't want to spoil the prequels for anybody. I know they're still kind of recent.
I mean, it's a pretty big spoiler to me that he's got a car.
Yeah.
I had no idea he drove.
It's not very good looking. It looks
So-
like Jar Jar. So
Who gives Jar Jar a license?
I don't think anybody does after the way he drove in that movie. I think they just did him a service by having a car look like him, because
Fair
there's no
enough.
way he's not
He
gonna
did.
wreck
He
that.
did end up like getting medals and stuff after the end of all that for like
Uh,
haplessly helping.
Participation trophies are prevalent in this universe, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah. So
Yep. So, but yeah, curious to see where this goes. Don't really know what's going on right now, but I'm intrigued.
yep, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to the season of this and see where it goes.
Yep. Like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching.